Coming to you from Rockingham, IPL Radio.
And we're back. It's Monday Mind Waves. It is Monday morning. Well, no, I keep saying it's Monday morning. It's Monday afternoon.
It's after morning.
It's 1:30.
Don't know what it is today.
I'll start again. We've got Clive from Hello World Travel.
Hi.
How you going?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
We're good. So you're in the Rockingham shopping centre.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about Hello World?
Yeah, sure. Well, Hello World Travel is a big name in the travel industry. But the main difference between Hello World and, say, a major competitor, who I won't name, is that Hello World Travel agencies are all independently owned and run franchises. So they're locally owned, locally operated stores. Not just one big faceless company across the country.
Do you work with each other? But
we do to a degree, yeah.
Yep.
It's like a little travel family, but we are independently operated. So that gives us the benefit of being able to work with our colleagues, but remain true to the local area as well, and provide some attachment to the local community in that respect.
That's great.
Awesome. You mentioned that you moved into the Rockingham shopping centre just a few weeks before COVID hit.
Yes.
So how did that...
Well, that was a bit of a surprise. Obviously, we've been planning, my wife and I are the franchise owners here, and we've been in the industry for 15 years or so. But this was a new store, a new venture, and we'd been planning it for over a year, and all that goes with that in terms of getting the shop set up and all that kind of thing. And then we opened. We had 6 fantastic weeks just after we opened, and then the world ground to a halt for some reason. Yeah, so that was difficult.
And I think that it's kudos to you that you've kind of survived that, and now you're increasing and growing and expanding. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks.
that's...
Yeah, we made some big decisions early on and decided we wanted to stick it out and do whatever we had to do to do so. And now we're in a position where travel's back, and it's back with a vengeance, and people are doing revenge travel, as they call it, or they're going to see friends and relatives all around the world, or they're just taking that bucket list holiday that they've been putting off, and decided, well, you've got to do it now because you don't know what's happening around the corner. And we're going through the roof in terms of inquiries and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm in the market for help, and we've been putting out adverts for preferably experienced staff, but it's which is a little difficult.
yeah, did you have to, like, it's not a good word to say, but did you have to lay people off at that time and keep it just the two of you?
Yeah, look, we had a couple of full-time members of staff who we stood down at the time.
Yep.
That was the thing that companies were doing, and at that stage they both were fortunate enough to find full-time roles in other employment and decided to make the jump, which we fully endorsed at that time. You know, it was a good decision for them because the way travel went for the last couple of years, if I'd been in their position, I'd have done exactly the same. But it's a little bit different when you're in the business.
Well, working for a local owner sounds very beneficial. What kind of people are you looking for at the moment?
Well, look, preferably you'd be looking for someone who's got experience in the travel industry and in a customer-facing role, because it's all about the service that we provide, and it's about and having a little bit of understanding of the travel industry is beneficial, because it's not the easiest industry to get around the nuts and bolts of how it works, particularly when you're looking at things like airlines. So just have this.
And I would imagine things change quite regularly.
Very quickly. So you've got to be quick off the mark, and it's just one of those things that once you get it, it kind of gets in your blood. So if there's people out there who have had previous experience, they'll know if they want to get back into it or not.
I've had previous experiences, bad experiences, trying to book flights myself. So
which is where we come in.
That's where you need to go to
this is
Hello
why
World.
you have to go in and get.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking about that with Brenton like a couple of half an hour or so ago. Like we have to get into and try and find ways of.
And that's an important point as well. You know, I understand that there's people out there who will look after their own travel and will always do so, and that's fine. That they're not going to be looking for the services of a travel agent. But there's some people out there who've maybe been burned through COVID, for whatever reason, or just feeling that they want that extra level of professional support behind them. And I'm finding that quite frequently, that people are coming back into the store and saying, well, previously we've been booking our own travel online, but we just want that extra layer of support, someone who we can come and talk to if things go wrong. Just that sounding board and that professionalism.
Security and all that.
Someone who understands and can support when it's needed.
Well, I guess it can be a very big investment, but some people plan for years to go on a holiday and save for a very long time.
About big numbers
So in terms of your employees, are you looking for full-time, part-time, casual?
Full-time and part-time, flexible for the right person.
Right.
It's about finding the right person rather than having any preconceived idea of exactly what we want. It would be in store at this stage because that's where I need the support. Because of the inquiry level, it's difficult to service the number of inquiries we've got coming in currently.
What kind of thing are you looking from a personality point of view? So obviously you want someone who's got some experience, but presumably if they've got the right attitude, you can do the training.
Exactly right. It's all about that understanding of how good customer service should be delivered, about being able to gel with people, about being able to develop relationships with people and be able to deliver the kind of I call it old-fashioned service a lot because there's not as much of it about anymore as there used to be. Showing my age a little bit. It's about delivering, and particularly on a local level, to be able to develop those relationships with people, because that's what we like to do. That's what we strive to do. And from a business point of view, it makes sense because those people will come back to you, and we understand that.
And there's a lot going for being part of a family environment as well, isn't it? So you're not like a faceless national organisation where people don't really know the hierarchy, but it's you and your partner, is it, or just you?
My wife Sam, her and I and the owners. Sam doesn't work in the agency today anymore. Just me at the moment, so I'm a busy boy.
Yep.
She's behind the scenes helping out. And that was one of the big decisions we had to take early on, is that Sam got employment elsewhere. She actually sells real estate full time these days, and that was one of the things that enabled us to keep the doors open, was having that income coming in that paid our bills at home. To make sure that we could. So keep the
you
doors
seem
open
to be both in the kind of roles that seem to be skyrocketing at the moment, like housing. If you open a house at the moment, you get 20 odd people responding. And the same with the travel, right? Yeah. So you're both really in a good position now.
We're both really busy.
Yeah. And that's why you really want some employees, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So how does, if someone is interested and they have perhaps a little bit of experience in travel, how do they get in touch with you?
They can pop in the store and come and see me, or they can send an email through to me at clive.rockingham@helloworld.com.au, or just find us online and give us a call.
That's a really awesome way of doing the process. Normally if you go in store, they always tell you just to do it online. That's really cool.
I would always like to meet the person prior and just get a feel of.
I believe screening. You screen people as well.
This is true because CVs are great, resumes are great, but you can only read so much.
Yep.
You don't get to know the person behind them all the time.
And it works both ways. I mean, as a potential employee, they can also meet you and go, this guy's pretty good.
I would want someone to be comfortable with working for me rather than just going, there's a job. Because we're a small office at the end of the day, and it's important. You mentioned that family aspect. Well, that extends to the staff members as well. You're working day in, day out with these people, so they do become part of your family, and that's how we like to see it. So
cool. In presumably, you've travelled a bit as part of that role, right?
I'm nodding in answer and then realising I'm on radio, so I'll answer that one. Yes.
What's your pick of the places to go at the moment?
That's a difficult question because I would just go anywhere at the moment. But in terms of my favourite places to travel to, Japan is right up there. That's one of my favourites, and that's now fully back open to tourists again. It was one of the last countries.
Straight from Perth.
Direct flights coming up with All Nippon Airways later on this year.
I read that the other day.
October. Yeah. And absolutely beautiful country, beautiful people, great food, great scenery, just such a rich history there. I love Africa as well. Africa just, when you visit there, it just soaks into your blood a little bit. Popular places at the moment, Europe, very, very popular. Every second inquiry I'm getting is for Europe.
Oh, okay.
Greece here, Greece.
There you go. And Greece, yeah. Greece is very popular.
He's always got to slip it in there.
Yes, have to. I am. Yeah, proud of it.
all along that Mediterranean coast, Greece, Croatia, Italy, Spain. It's really kicking off this year. Because 2023, it's the first full year that we as Australians have had to be able to get back into travel again. This time last year, things were still very much up in the air travel-wise in a lot of destinations globally. So I think as Australians, we're really jumping on that opportunity to get overseas. And if people are used to having a big holiday every year, they might have a bit of holiday funds saved up. So they're going to go big this year. And maybe next, and Europe is definitely one of those.
So when do you see the prices dropping, because they are high at the moment?
They are pretty high generally, and that's a reflection of demand, and only that. There's talk about fuel prices for airlines and that kind of thing. Yeah, it makes a bit of an effect, but it's a relatively small effect. The key driver is demand. So it'll be a while. You might see the odd special kicking around here and there. You look at things like river cruising, for example, which is hugely popular. A lot of the river cruise companies have just released their dates for next year, so there's some good early bird deals to be had for those who want to plan early for next year. But in terms of airfares, it might take some time because as well as demand, you've got capacity.
What about the like the Kontiki tours? Are they kind of back up and running now?
Absolutely, yes, and they were last year too. So you got a full season in play this year.
Awesome.
Kontiki, and also for those of us who can't reach the Kontiki age level, you've got a lot of other suppliers out there, the likes of Trafalgar and Globus and Cosmos, operating tours throughout Europe, North America, and other parts of the world. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Well, so just again, how can people get hold of you?
Okay, so in-store in the Rockingham City Shopping Centre, we're heading towards the Coles End opposite Best and Less.
Yep.
By phone on 63777 638, or via email, me personally, clive.rockingham@helloworld.com.au.
And are you on social media or anything like that?
Yeah, we've got a Facebook page as well. Yeah. Hello World Travel Rockingham.
Awesome. And just again, you're looking for full-time or part-time?
Yes, full-time or part-time people, preferably experienced, but also looking for a role for an in-store assistant for someone who's not necessarily travel agency experienced, but who's experienced in customer service. Someone who's good, who will be good at taking inquiries, answering phone calls, doing some basic background tasks, just to alleviate some of the pressure.
And that customer service thing is I would say, the most important.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's all about understanding good customer service, being able to relate to people. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's a people business, travel.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Right. Thank you so much for coming in.
No worries,
we really appreciate it. And we'll have this up on YouTube either today or tomorrow.
Fantastic.
And if you get someone that's come from us, we'd really like to get you back in just to celebrate that. Yeah.
Me too.
But good luck with your recruitment.
Thank you.
It's a tight market out there at the moment. So all the very best. And we're so glad travel is back on the agenda.
Yeah.